This conference will now be
Yeah, types of
recorded.
events.
Yeah, these many number of databases we are having. Yeah, so there is no great reason. Fundamental, reason behind is multiple vendors. So whether these database engines from different vendors, yeah, they simply adhere to the guidelines of database management systems or RDBMS management systems by the scientist code. Yeah, so different vendors or big giant companies have come up with their own products and they have named them as their own, database engines. Oracle database, Microsoft SQL Server, and open source segment. If we get into Sun Microsystems has released open source DB around 2007 when I was learning after my MCA. So that's how it has entered into the market by open source as open source by Sun Microsystems, later on acquired by Oracle Corporation itself. And another one would be under the same, yeah. So like this, multiple people, IBM has come up with their own database DB2 like this. But fundamental language or fundamental interaction being done via SQL only, though we are having slight variation with respect to SQL language. So in what aspects you have noticed as part of these training sessions where you have identified data types fundamentally data types would be differ from database to database. Yeah, that is fundamental difference you can notice. Second one would be the language, SQL language we are using to interact with respect to database engine is differing a little. Today also in the morning we have seen creation of a table from already existing table. SQL Server has a different, syntax, whereas MySQL and Postgres were having a different syntax, and even the same syntax is applicable with respect to, Oracle as well. But coming to proprietary features like metadata management in their, database, that is completely proprietary to these vendors. It is not, uniform or neutral to these databases. It is completely proprietary to those vendors, how they used to form or maintain the metadata information of database objects. Oracle was having a table with the name user underscore constraints, whereas we have seen for MySQL, where we have seen information schema table underscore constraints. And prior to MySQL 8.0, for check constraint types, there is definitely a different table with the name check underscore constraint. So this is how slight variations are there with respect to database usage. I mean the SQL language usage when we are interacting with. So fundamental concept remains the same, but syntactically we have to you know we have to do changes when we want to accomplish a particular task. That is what we have to understand. Concept is same.
Yeah,
Creation of a
and
table today morning we have seen, right? Select star into creating a table from already existing table. In place of star or asterisk symbol, you can provide the list of columns you would like to avail from your source table or an already existing table. All right, guys. So let me start Python session today. Yeah. So is that fine, or you want me to explain another reason also? You guys have to explore. See, these are pretty standard,
yeah, sure, Anna.
variations which are going to be revealed. Yeah. So just need to put our own efforts. Why these many? These are, simple questions that comes into our mind as a newbie. Why? How many number of databases should I learn? These many are there. Do I need to learn each and every database? No need to be, because the SQL is the language being used for interacting with any of the databases. But there are slight, definitely discrepancies when we have to learn those accordingly. Yeah. So second session today. So small recap I would like to give as part of today's session one of Python. So what we have learned as part of this one. What are data types? This is what we have learned. Data type segments. And what are these data types again in Python language? These are also objects, because this is object oriented as well as functional programming. In this paradigm of object oriented, everything is treated as an object. Next one would be variables concept. Do we need to declare a data type of a variable unlike traditional programming in Python? These are different aspects. What are different naming conventions we should adhere while we are, declaring variables in a Python language? Again, we do have different segments in these variables concept, and accordingly, we have seen the naming conventions being used. If it is a normal variable, or standard variable, let us say first name. First underscore name would be the recommended one. This is nothing but snake case we have to follow. And if you are naming a class, what would be the case recommended? Title case. If your class is having, what is this title case I mean to say? If your class is having multiple names, let us say student details. Every word's first alphabet should be in caps. This is nothing but your title case or camel case. So like this, we are having multiple naming conventions which we have seen, or how you would like to name your function you are about to write. How would you write a function? We have seen def. Yeah, so define that stands for. While giving a name to a function, what is the rule we have to keep in mind? Thumb rule. It is similar to your variable names. So like this, we have seen various naming conventions with respect to the data types, and what are the data types we have seen, and variables, and we should strictly adhere to that, and also seen few questions in the form of quiz. Yeah, so most of you have answered. Next one concept for today would be, operators concept. Control enter. Today, operators and control flow statements. Control flow statements we can get into if time permits. Yeah, so these are the, so what are these operators and all? Let me explain via PowerPoint slide. So Python operators are symbols or keywords that perform operations on variables and values. So what does it mean here? Operators are symbols. Yes, agree. So what are those symbols? How they looks like? See here, they have said in the definition itself, they are symbols. They appear to you in the form of symbols. What are those symbols? Just for example, from our previous programming language experience, can any one of you say? Or else let me say, symbol plus symbol, minus symbol, asterisk symbol, slash, that is forward slash symbol. So these are all having importance in Python programming language in the form of operators meant for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So every operator is having some special meaning and its own functionalities. They are given to us in the form of symbols to take leverage of them based on our need. And not only variables they operate on, I mean these operators operate on static values also. They would be able to, operate. That is the meaning of the second word, values. Operate on variables as well as values as well. So these are simple expressions, you can have a look at it. Plus, addition, subtraction, minus for subtraction, like this. Yeah, standard mathematical operations these are. And comparisonal operators, this is first one. Mathematical operators or simply arithmetic operators, they used to call for performing mathematical operation. Percentage returns you, a reminder. Modulus operator, which we used to call, this is there from C language onwards. Exponent, exponential. So this is specific to Python. 2 double star 3. So number of times here, 2 is base number and this 3 is an exponential number of 2. So what is the exponent here? 3. So those many number of times your base value will be multiplied. 2 in 2 in cross, that is x multiplication symbol, again cross 2, like this. That is going to be represented. Python x mind command operators, exponential operator. 2x, again 2, again x, 2. This is what? Number of times. that exponential value represents, or exponent simply. Exponent. Git. Do we need to? Okay, so I'm trying to 2 cube 3 like this, right? So that is how mathematical representation instead of this computer way of representing the things. Those are arithmetic operators. And comparison purpose, we are having here relational operators. Equal symbol, less than, minus, greater than, sorry, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Similar to your SQL language relational operators. They are one and the same here. But we don't have those other operators of comparison or relational operators, a segment of SQL like operator. They are specific to SQL. Yeah, assignment operators. First, a simple assignment operator, that is equal symbol here. Unlike SQL, here this is assignment. It simply assigns a value. Example is this one, x equal to 10, plus equal to, minus equal to. These are shorthand forms of, plus followed by this one, x plus equal to 5, x equal to x plus 5. It is a shorthand form where if you expand it, x equal to x plus y. So that is means what here, you are adding value of a variable x with 5, and again you are reassigning the same here to the same variable called x. Let me show you that one here with the example. Shorthand forms, x equal to x plus equal to, let us say 5. This is the one. Uh, Alt up arrow. Then here x equal to, let us say it is declared as 10. And if you expand it, how it become, x equal to x plus 4, whatever value you have. So what is the x value? So this, how this expression would be evaluated. This is first we should understand. Then we get to know. Expression evaluation criteria. Criteria in Python. So how this expression will be evaluated by Python interpreter behind scenes. So whatever equal symbol is simply isolating, yeah, left assignment operator first will be taken into consideration based on this expression. Okay, of left hand side of this equal symbol would be treated as a variable name. All right, so I have to assign some value into this, then immediately jump into the right hand side of equal symbol and evaluate the expression, and later once evaluation has been done, assign the value, being written by the expression. So here what is x value here, that is 10, and here what you value, what static value you have, simply done what operation, addition operation, 10 plus 4, it become 14, and again you reassigned into the same variable called x. So this is a shorthand form of this one. These are shorthand operators. In technically, these are shorthand operators we can address with all these. Okay, assignment operators over logical operators, and or not. So these are different. And if both can, how, when this, or how this operator and is being treated by Python engine, we have to understand. So and when, see this one, and is basically used for similar to your SQL engine and logical operator how you are having. Yeah, so the same here, these three are there in SQL as well. So when we are having two conditions, that is two conditions we are having, and you would like to evaluate them together based on both conditions are true, then in such a case you can go for AND operator. True and false will return you false statement. True, see this one, true if both conditions are true. I will bring these examples as well later. True if at least one is true. So when you are having two conditions up and you have applied or operator in between to evaluate if either of the condition is true, that condition will become true, and whatever the code you write in that will be evaluated. Not it simply reverses your value, that boolean value, either true or being returned here as a result, right? So it simply reverses that. Not true means false, not false means true. So like this logical operators works here. And bitwise operators, which are very rarely used. Yeah. So here bitwise and, don't confuse, this is also and ampersand symbol, which is a single ampersand symbol. Whereas here in Python, you have logical operator with the name, with the keyword or reserved word of Python language, A and D and English word. Yeah. Let me give small comparison if you are from traditional programming languages. Control enter, bitwise operators. So in traditional programming languages, you are having, let us say here Python. What you are having here, logical operators. Next one would be what? What kind of operator we just seen? Bitwise. Bitwise operators. Among all these two, logical means here, how would you represent? Here in Python, what is the logical operator you have seen? A and D and. But in Java, you are having two and symbols, two ampersand. Technical name for this symbol is ampersand. Yeah, so here, the same here, bitwise operator in Python is represented with, this is logical operator. And a symbol, control enter, then logical operator. You don't have this A and D double ampersand symbol here. So this is what here. Single ampersand also bitwise operator. You are having in Java as a single ampersand, and the same has been taken into consideration for the Python language. This is the fundamental difference. Traditional language, because this is new generation language Python, that's why we have got these English words as operator names itself. That is the fundamental. Bitwise and bitwise XOR not left shift, so your value will be shifted towards left bits. So internally in memory these are going to be stored, so two times we have to shift left, then it becomes 8 value. 8, if you shift towards right side, two number of bits. When we are learning electronics subject, how these values are numerically represented in the form of zeros and ones. So that is what into, if you want to deal in such a low level, these bitwise operators are going to be used. Binary, oh, this is their operators on binary values. But as a human readable value, here we are having 1. But this 1 is internally being represented with zeros and ones by these machines. If you move those zeros and ones either right hand side or left hand side, the value will be changed because of the representation has been changed, right? So that is the reason why you have got here, when you move left side this value to two left, two times you have, if you leave move, then it will become 8, and the reverse here. So binary values, I haven't seen this definition till now. Yeah, binary representation of this one. All right, so this is the bitwise operator. And next one, membership operator, which are very, very important and frequently used operators, in or not in. These two are only. For example, A in cat, what does it mean? So here, if you want to find out, let us say we are having sequence of values. Let us say list of values like this: 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. If you want to find number 6 in the above list of values, then you can use find 6 in this list. Find 6 in this is what? Do we have it? No, right? So in such a case, this is the reason not in the list. So condition again, you do get true or false values, and based on that, for example, a list contains a value 4, then you can say something that is even value found in a list. If you want to find out some value that is 5 odd value found, so to represent them, whether a provided element is existed in a list or a set, which we are going to see different data types, or even an alphabet. Here if this example is straightly saying to us, if you want to find an alphabet that existed in a provided string, then you can search for it. So these are membership operators and identity operators, is or is not. For example, I have created an object, I have created a class, or else here let us say, yeah, where we are having here this expression x. Yes, here membership done, identity, then x is of type integer or not, I would like to find out. Then how can I find it out? Same object, identity, x is y. That means what here? X is int or not, we have to say. X, that is value x, is int or not. Then this expression, in fact there is no parenthesis, just for our clarity I am embedding this in parenthesis. Then it will return, if x is of type integer, it returns true, otherwise it returns false. So this is what the meaning of is operators. Is for checking the equality, is it belonging to so and so or not, in general English representation. Is not belonging to that, yes, okay, then that object is not mine. If it is belonging to, then it is mine. Is that fine? I lost something. Have you seen what you have lost? Other person asked. I lost a pen, but I haven't seen. I have got keychain. Right? In this way, general English representation. Okay, so these are different operators we are having in Python. Altogether, how many identity operators? Let us come from the beginning, from the well-known things. Arithmetic operators, followed by relational operators, assignment operators, and logical operators. So these 4 operator types are even there in SQL as well. Logical operators, that is this one. Arithmetic operators, plus all you can do. Plus is for what? Concatenating 2 strings. It is capable to concatenate in strings. It is capable to give you, numerical addition also. The same comparison or relational operators we are having. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, we have seen when we have used, between condition to check value range comparison. This is what we have seen, greater than or equal to and less than or equal to so and so value. So those are relational operators, assignment operators, which we have already seen, and logical operators, and or not, and bitwise operators specific to Python, and membership operators. We are also having these operators in SQL, but they are for different purpose. Of course, member check identity only in SQL as well. For example, you want to find out sales belonging to multiple cities. Let us say we would like to find out today's sale, because we are late night, right? Then today's sale representing 2 big cities like Hyderabad and Bangalore. Then in such a case, if you want to write in SQL, how would you enclose this condition? City equal to Bangalore and city equal to Hyderabad, you usually write. So that lengthy expression. Yeah. Instead, you can take leverage of this in operator in SQL, and where city in, you provide the list of values or list of cities there you want to find out sales. So like this. Identity operators, is or is not. So these are different 6 types we are having. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. So this is operators concept in Python. Various operators we are having. Any questions before we move to next topic you are having, that is control flow?
No questions. Please
Before
continue.
we, yeah, go ahead with just a second, with the next topic, that is control flow statements, or control statements of programming language. What are those? Can you guess? If statement, all those are representing your control flow statements. Conditional statements as well as a looping statements. Next one would be what here? Control flow. Control flow statements here, again they are classified into conditional statements, conditional control flow statements, and looping control flow statements. These two flavors we are having, and we are having loops as well. We don't have what loop, I will explain. So let me bring these operators example. How can we practice this here? Okay, let me take leverage of built-in or online interpreters. List of values, right? Yeah, so I would like to give brief on the tools we need here for get these things done practically. Python tools list, or tools stack of tools, that is here we need definitely Python SDK, that is a software development kit being used. Nothing but here, yes, it stands for software development kit. This is first thing, which you can get it from official website, that is Python SDK in the form of MSI or exe executable file, and you can install it like any other software like Notepad or Notepad++ editor. So that is here the first and the predominant software which we need. Next one would be Anaconda. Big library, a big set of big library having various other, like let us say other means instead core Python libraries, core Python, and advanced libraries as well. So what are here core? Python core language libraries, Python core SDK in the form of SDK, and Python is having advanced libraries as well. Most of you heard about advanced libraries. So for example, if you want to develop REST, or simply folks nowadays are addressing with APIs, yeah, then you can represent with API itself. REST APIs development, if you want to do via Python, you can absolutely allowed to do so. The most popular library is Fast library, Fast API, some folks used to call. Yeah, you can take leverage of these libraries and get your REST web services development done very easily compared to other programming languages like Java. Using JAX or REST API, and built-in frameworks are also there like Jersey, other frameworks. So similar to those frameworks here, Fast API is one of the framework for Python. This expedites your REST web services development. So I will also demonstrate this while we get into into the concept of ADF. And from ADF, how can we make a call to these REST APIs dynamically? So nowadays, what is the real time use case of these REST APIs I experienced was, let me share here with that. So nowadays, people are not giving access or direct access to databases data. Instead, they are developing REST APIs or APIs, and they are giving these REST interfaces to pull data from respect to DBMS or database of an organization. So this is the trend being followed. In such a case, we are definitely required to communicate with underlying, database or data source systems. We could not, guess, but we can say when you are making a call, most of them store these data in databases only.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so these are advanced libraries which we just skipped this one before this recording gets started. Seaborn, Pandas, NumPy. So what we supposed to do if we install this Python SDK, and we have to install all these libraries one after the other based on our need or requirement. Instead, if you install this Anaconda, then you know all these libraries, the core SDK libraries and advanced libraries, are being installed along with Anaconda library itself. Plenty of libraries. You don't need to install all these advanced libraries together. And if you go to this Anaconda website, there you can find the list of softwares being installed along with Anaconda. So these are the standard libraries. And coming to uh, these two tools, and for our practice purpose, let us say what are another uh, options we are having in fact. So first, in real time, let me tell you that real time use tools in the industry. um, Time tools, let us say most widely used one is Python PyCharm IDE. Next one would be VS Code in our data engineering world. This is for Python development mostly. Python core development. People used to use. Okay. Then VS Code in data engineering world. Next one would be widely used one. These two. PyCharm IDE, widely used, and other one would be Databricks Community Edition. Community Edition. So this Databricks Community Edition is having clusters. In fact, it is meant for clusters where Python automatically installed for you, and you can take leverage of it along with PySpark libraries. PySpark libraries, Python. This is third one, and fourth one would be Python online, online compilers we are having, or interpreters we are having. So these are ideal for practicing simple or core Python concepts, and best used for online interviews or examinations. This is the replace. So these are the four tools, and as part of our demonstration or video, I mean, as part of this training, this is going to be covered: Python PyCharm IDE and VS Code if required, and Databricks Community Edition. So I demonstrate all these these three tools. So this is how we can interact. But as of now, we don't have any environment here. What they give by all these Python tools, they give environment. They give Python environment. They provide Python environment for Python experiments. Yeah. So this is with respect to tools usage. These are. So let us quickly get into our today's topic, operators, and see these operators concept practically before we get into conditional control flow statements. Python operators. Okay, so yeah, what browser is visible here? Okay, then Python online compiler or interpreters. Okay, like this we are having multiple. Run and print here. Okay, it's working. So firstly, what are we are having? Arithmetic operators, right? Then this is example. What we are having here? I did. What happened? Control. Oh, you want me always type? It is really hard. Then immediately we are required to set up PyCharm ID. Of course, I have this setup already done. Let me pull this Python ID, PyCharm ID. Valid subscription is required to continue using PyCharm. Okay, trial period has expired. Great. I think I have gone for full version of this PyCharm IDE. Come on. It is Python PyCharm IDE is having multiple versions. Professional and a community edition. I thought I have installed. Yes, I installed full version. Loading JetBrains. Then close this one. Pro I have installed. Professional. That is what short form stands for. Otherwise, let me show you folks. If not today, tomorrow also, I require to demonstrate, right, what is going on. It's freezed. Back to subscription. Really annoying this is. Anyway, thank you. Then let me close this. And then pop-ups are keep on pushing. So I'm failing to close this ID. Then control panel, uninstall. The Python Pro, that is, and even Python installation also get its delete cache local repository, then no need to share. Running, close it, then give task manager and application here PyCharm ID. Okay, cancel and task. Yeah, so it is uninstalling right now. Uninstallation is going on. Was not completely successful. Thank you so much. Then uninstall now. So in the meantime, let me download PyCharm Community Edition. I have installed Professional Edition that has caused the issue. License expired. License only Python ID you need. Really many IDs. cookie settings, forget about it. Okay, then download. Yeah, the same what we have downloaded. It has referred. Let us say here, as I said, Python also has come up with its own command line shell to interact with Python. This is the one. Just need to type Python, then immediately this opens. Just need to type Python. I mean that command opens this Python shell. Here also you can interact like 10 plus 20, then 30 it gets display like this. You can interact, and in the meantime, let me take leverage of this command line shell here for demonstrating these operators. But here these are line based operators. Yeah. So let us say some a equal to 10, next b equal to 20, or let us say 3. Then print a plus b. Simple operators examples I am taking. 13 it has given to us. 13. Next one, print a multiplied with b value. Then this print 30 you do get. So installation is done. I just double clicked on it. Yes, welcome to PyCharm setup. Click on next, and this is the place where PyCharm IDE installation is going on, and then space available. All right, 3 GB space required. See this one. So always ensure it is occupying more space. Create a desktop shortcut. Also, this is the thing we have to ensure. Use path variable. Restart needed. Add bin folder to the path. Okay. Using context menu, open folder as a project. If it is find, create association. So all Python files are having an extension. If you have written a Python code, and you can save that code with an extension similar to traditional programming languages. If it is a C language, .c extension, .c++ for C++ language, .java for Java, like this. .py stands for Python. So if your system is having any such .py files, any files with the extension .py, so your PyCharm IDE has become default editor for them. So that is the meaning of checking that checkbox. So let it get installed. Meantime, let us continue our practical. Print a slash b, then say 3.33. Yeah. So these are simple operators example, guys. So I no need to comparison operator. Then let us say a equal to blah blah blah, right? Then 5. Or else let me take the leverage of another tool here which I have depicted. Community edition, one among is Python tools, right? PyCharm IDE, VS Code installation is not done on my computer. I get that done most probably for coming sessions. Another tool, second VS Code, third one Databricks Community Edition. So here, let me take the benefit of this Community Edition and explain you. So I am trying to log into this Community Edition. Once I logged in, I have to get started with the cluster, which are out of topics for you folks as a newbie. I logged in and let me start the cluster. So cluster I am creating and this cluster is booting. It would take some time. Yeah, so meantime, let us practice with this command line shell itself. Operators, right? Then Python operators. I have prepared these examples topic wise. Arithmetic operators, comparison operators, assignment operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, membership identity operators under these 7 segments. Yeah, so let this cluster, let me duplicate Control Shift K. No, not working, no shortcut. Duplicate tab, Control Shift K, it should work. Then let me check the status of this. Please do not get confused, and it is out of topic. When we get into PySpark, I will explain Databricks Community Edition in detail and what are the features of it and what we do get and what not, and when we can go for a full version of Databricks. Certain features are not available like delta tables, even these workflows we could not be able to schedule. So there are limitations. Yeah, completed, close. Okay, great to go then. This is, I want to manually restart later. Thank you. Finish. So PyCharm ID and the Databricks Community Edition, both I demonstrate today. This is Python interpreter. A equal to, let us say 5, and then B equal to, let us say 10. Demonstrate, these logical operators. A greater than B is A greater than B. When we are having such a kind of operation, what will be the result of it? False. That is Boolean value. Print A less than B. A less than B. Yeah. See this one, true. So like this, you can play with these, relational operators or comparison operators. A not equal to B. A not equal to B. Okay. Shift symbol like this we are having. Yes, A is not equal to B. Is it equal to B? False we should get. Then double equal symbol equal for checking the equality. Yeah. So what this equal operator does, there is great meaning of it. I will explain once we have it shared to Python language. So meantime, PyCharm ID, I asked it to launch once installation has been completed. Yeah, just clicked on it. It is trying to launch. Just 10 more minutes, guys. I need additional. We are approaching end of the time. So I would request you folks to stretch for another 10 minutes. Hello, access. Yeah, so I just selected, one. In fact, PyCharm ID has been launched, but PyCharm Community Edition we just, you know, installed and taking and would like to take leverage of it, right? So, but while PyCharm was launching, it has identified PyCharm Pro installation path, I mean data, and hence it has asked me, your license has expired. Would you like to choose the free version? Yes, I have selected. And this PyCharm ID is just restarted, and this is the user interface. It looks like once your PyCharm ID has been started. And see here, new script file. This is new script file, and new PROJ stands for new project, followed by this OP open, and followed by clone repository. And this is how your a PyCharm IDE looks like or appears once you launch it after your installation has been done. That is, for the first time launch, it gives you this link. Once after you have created one of these artifacts using PyCharm, you won't see this, appearance. See, initially we have to create a project in any IDE, whether it is a Java IDE, any IDE, any language IDE, to take leverage of the files creation, respect to Python files creation or other language files creation. So firstly, we have to create a project, which is by clicking on this new project button, and then followed by once project has been created, PyCharm opens that newly created project for us. And once you get into that new project as part of your Python project, you can create different Python artifacts. What are those? In the form of .py, new script files. Your Python artifacts could be functions, classes, yeah, other concepts also there, modules and packages, your control flow statements. All those things will be in the form of scripts here. I'm closing this one. By mistake, I clicked on that script. We should create a project upfront, then we can create files in it. So that is the usual standard process being followed in the industry. See this one, project. A project with the name project has already been created once we clicked on that script file by mistake. Try these features in PyCharm 25.1. Introduction. Yeah, so here select this project has already been selected, right? Then here I think project is not created properly. One second. Yeah, created. New scratch file. That is here go to Control Shift recent navigation drop. And then this one. Structure of the project is going to be depicted here in this pane. We do get when we right click script file asking us to create this project, creation is not done properly. Yeah, this one new project we have to create. Let me take this path back up and switch to that upfront. I'm closing this PyCharm ID. I reopen it. Control L, Control V. Then this is the place PyCharm ID. And by manually getting into this, I would like to delete the project which has wrongly created when we click on new script file Python project with this name. I just deleted it. Yeah, let me relaunch this PyCharm ID so that once we create a project in PyCharm ID, that project directory gets created in this path, because this path is the home path of your PyCharm ID. Home path means the projects that get created here. Yeah, PyCharm miscellaneous project. Like this, we should get external libraries and other. Then give a right click here and choose new followed by Python file, and you can name your Python fi- file which you would like to use. Python operators demo .py will be added automatically. See this one, .py added. Now here you can type the code, and meantime, oh, this is cluster. All right, this cluster is also get started. Firstly, let us quickly get into the concept of Python operators which we can practically execute here. So these are notebook cells. These are whatever this is appearing to you folks in this rectangle is known as, you know, this whole cell,
Self.
this Python cell, which we should run together. Whatever the number of statements you write in this cell, all they get executed together in single shot once we click on this run button, and control enter in brackets is the shortcut for it. All right, you automatically take the cluster which is active and running. So this is going on, execution is going on here. See, x equal to y, false. Yeah, false. Next one, true. Not equal to has written true value. Greater than, false. Less than, yes. Value comparison we have done. Next one would be assignment operators. Plus equal to, minus equal to. Let me run this one. Logical operators. A and B, which is false. A or B, yes, it is true. True or false, then if any one of the condition becomes true, our operator returns true value. Yeah, that is what the bitwise operators. Memory shifting. Membership operator. H in provided string hello, yes. H in text we have declared true. Identity operator, see this one. A equal to list we have taken 1 comma 2, A. B equal to A, then C equal to 1 comma 2. See this one. A is B, it returns, means object type comparison. A is B, yes. And the next one, A is C. No, it is false. I will explain why it has written you false and why it has written A is B. Because you have simply assigned, an already existing list holded by the variable A to a variable B. You haven't created a new list like this. The same reference. Now B also pointing in memory to the same memory location holded by variable A. Now A and B both are pointing to the same memory location. That's why equality test has been passed for this execution, but not for this one. Yeah, A equal to C. Yes, it has compared. Equal operator always compares the content. That is operator always checks the references. This is the fundamental difference you have to keep in mind. Comparison while you are comparing. Comparison operators. Comparison operators. So as part of it, you have seen equal operator. This operator always checks for the content equality. Content equality. That is content equality. will be done. Whereas here other one is operator, as we said membership. Yeah, is that like that? Is operator always checks for membership. What does it mean here? Whether the same list, whether A is referencing to the same object type or not. Both A and C are representing the same object types or not. So that is what here is operator has done. Whether A is a list type or not, whether this one, the first statement, yeah, whether C is a list type or not. This kind of check has been done by, is operator here. That is referencing if both, whether there is both variables are pointing to. On left hand side of this is operator, you have declared variables. So you have used variables, right? I'm sorry, I used declared words. You have used these variables. Whether these variables both are pointing to the same memory location in the memory or not. That is what the is operator has done in this case. A is C. That is why here we have got false, because C is now pointing to a different list in memory. But here B is just assigned with a list that is already been referenced by a variable A. So the same in this case, both A and B points to same memory location of a list. So this is logical representation. You want me to depict that? Okay, you might not imagine this one as a newbie. I can say, I can guess that. So I'm opening a tool, bear with me till then. Flowchart or Y diagram. Y diagram is the best requirement, suits to this demonstration. This is our memory. Control Z, square I need. This is our Python interpreter memory. Text. So in this memory, we are having various components of Python interpreter. One among is memory. And inside this memory is crucial part. We are having, and this memory is being used by various other artifacts of your programming language. One among is this simple concept called variables. So variables are part of Python language and they are taking leverage of this memory. Yeah, I have declared total 3 variables in my Python application. What are those? Yep. First one is a list, which is assigned for a variable A. And another list also I have created in this programming. I mean, where is this one? In this two lists I have created. Let me take 3 elements here. A list with 2 elements, a list with 3 elements I have created. Another list would be, I'm sorry, Control Z. Big list with 3 elements this time. And line thickness. Okay, I look into that later. And here we assign this to what? A variable A. And here another alphabet. This is C. C is referencing this one. And this is being referenced by C. C is referencing this big list. Next one would be A is referencing this. Yeah. How about B? B, is it created any list like this? No, it is just assigned an already existing variable whose name is B. So in such a case, instead of wasting memory by creating another list in memory having the same content, of course, yeah, having the same content, what Python interpreter intelligently does is it creates a variable. Definitely, we should agree with that. Yeah, it definitely creates a variable. And instead of creating a new list having the same content and wasting memory, what it does is it saves memory, and it should be in green color, and assigns the same to the list that is already been pointed by A. So this is what the story behind new list way of assigning a variable by creating a new list, or by simply assigning an already existing variable of list type to another variable, so that this new variable will take the properties of already existing variable, and the same type of already existing variable type will be assigned here. Yeah, so this is the way you can you know imagine in memory in this way to better understand this is operator and as well as equality operator differences. Yes, this is all guys for today. Any questions before we wind up? Do let me know. So we are done with these identity operators, that is operators concept. And for tomorrow, I come up with control flow statements, if statement, if else, and short form of if else when we are having multiple conditions, and also loops I will introduce. Any questions? Please unmute and
Yeah, actually, no
respond.
questions from my side.
Okay. Did you understand this diagram?
Yes, sir.
Git Git diagram. So that is magic being done by Git to. Okay, so Python interpreter instead of. Am I closed it accidentally? No, I think. Okay, gone. Then go ahead. Yeah, it is available here again. And tomorrow, 7 a.m. we meet. Untitled. Yeah, when this is today. Yep. Then it is launching. It seems. Okay, guys. The diagram. Yes, it is there. Yes, this is the one. This diagram. It has auto saved. Clear everything. And tomorrow concept would be Python. And Python file we have created, and we have to discuss about executing scripts in this PyCharm IDE. When we get into Python concept called modules concept, we get to know the importance of this Python PyCharm IDE. Till then, of course, we can also do them in community edition of this Databricks, but this is the ideal one, always recommended to use, guys, for your practice. Any questions? Srikanth, Monica, Sarita, please. Any questions?
No.
No questions.